Have you ever prayed with all your heart and still felt like your words hit the ceiling? Do you ever feel like everyone else is being noticed, chosen, moved forward, while you're standing in a room that feels painfully silent? Have you ever wondered if the delay means God forgot your name? But what if the season that feels like neglect is actually the place where God is preparing your shift? What if feeling forgotten is not proof of God's absence, but evidence of his hidden work? By the end of this message, you're going to understand why God sometimes allows silence before movement, how to tell the difference between delay and denial, and what your hidden season is really producing in you. Stay with me until the end, because this matters more than most believers realize. Isaiah 49 verses 15 to 16 says, "Can a woman forget her nursing child and not have compassion on the son of her womb? Surely they may forget, yet I will not forget you. See, I have inscribed you on the palms of my hands." In plain language, God is saying that even the strongest human love can fail, but his attention to you never does. And this was not spoken to people sitting in comfort. This was spoken to Israel in a season of grief, exile, and deep disappointment. They were looking at loss. They were living with unanswered questions. They felt abandoned. And into that pain, God did not say, "You're imagining it." He said, "I will not forget you." Here is the simple truth. When you feel forgotten, God is often doing his deepest work where your eyes cannot yet see it. So why would God let you feel this way? Reason number one, God develops you in private before he displays you in public. You can feel this when your life seems small, when your obedience feels unnoticed, when you keep showing up with no applause, no platform, no visible reward. 1 Samuel 16 verse 11 says, "There remains yet the youngest, and there he is, keeping the sheep." In plain language, David was left in the field while everyone else stood in the room where the big moment was happening. You know what that feels like, don't you? To be left out, to be overlooked, to be doing ordinary work while wondering if your life will ever change. But David's field was not a punishment. It was training. He learned worship there. He learned courage there. He learned how to fight lions and bears there before he ever faced Goliath in public. Here's what I want you to catch. Hidden seasons are not wasted seasons. When you feel overlooked, this is what's happening. God is building strength in you that public success could never produce on its own. And what about when it's not just hiddenness, but silence? What about when people forget you too? Reason number two, sometimes God lets people forget you so you can learn that your future was never in their hands. You feel this when you keep hoping someone will call, remember, recommend, respond, or open the door for you, and nothing happens. Genesis 40 verse 23 says, "Yet the chief cupbearer did not remember Joseph, but forgot him." In plain language, the very person Joseph helped walked away and left him sitting in prison. Joseph knew rejection. He knew false accusation. He knew what it was to do the right thing and still be left waiting. He interpreted dreams. He served faithfully. And still, he sat in confinement while the person with the connection forgot him. But people forgetting Joseph did not cancel God's promise over Joseph. It only proved that God was going to bring him out in a way no human could take credit for. Here's what I want you to catch. When people forget you, God does not. When you feel passed over, this is what's happening. God is breaking your dependence on human memory so you can trust divine timing. But maybe your pain is deeper than delay. Maybe it feels personal. Maybe it feels lonely. Maybe you're carrying tears nobody sees. Reason number three, God uses the season of feeling forgotten to draw you into a deeper place with him. You feel this when you stop having polished prayers and start having honest ones. When your smile gets weaker. When your soul gets quieter. When you don't have the energy to impress anyone anymore. 1 Samuel 1 verse 15 says, "I have poured out my soul before the Lord." In plain language, Hannah stopped pretending she was fine and brought her raw pain directly to God. Hannah knew what it was to feel unseen, misunderstood, and empty. Year after year, she carried the ache of barrenness. Year after year, she walked with disappointment. And in that pain, she did not harden her heart. She poured out. She wept. She prayed. She stayed before God until the place of pain became the place of surrender. And that hidden place became the birthplace of a miracle. Here's what I want you to catch. Your deepest pain can become your deepest meeting place with God. When you feel alone in this season, this is what's happening. God is inviting you out of shallow faith and into real intimacy. And what if the delay feels too long? What if you've already told yourself, if God was going to move, he would have moved by now? Reason number 4, God may delay the shift because he is preparing a breakthrough bigger than the one you asked for. You feel this when the clock keeps moving, your hope gets tired, and you start wondering whether the opportunity has already died. John 11 verse 6 says, when he heard that he was sick, he stayed 2 more days in the place where he was. In plain language, Jesus did not rush to Lazarus immediately, even though he loved him. That sounds hard because it is hard. Mary and Martha were grieving. Lazarus died. Everything looked final. Everything looked late. Everything looked lost. But Jesus was not being careless. He was revealing glory. If he had arrived early, they would have seen healing. But because he arrived after death, they saw a resurrection. He did not just fix the problem. He revealed his power over it. Here's what I want you to catch. God's delay is not always a denial. Sometimes it is the setup for a testimony that could not happen any other way. When you feel like it's too late, this is what's happening. God may be preparing a shift so undeniable that only he can get the credit. I know some of you are afraid that this season means you missed your moment. I know some of you are afraid that God moved on to somebody else, that you were once close to a promise, but now you are too late, too tired, too forgotten. But hear this clearly. If God made the promise, your weakness did not erase it. If God called you, the silence did not cancel it. If God marked your life, the waiting did not undo it. This hardship is not punishment. It is preparation. It is training. It is invitation. You are not standing in a room God forgot to unlock. You are standing in a hallway where God is teaching you how to wait without quitting, trust without seeing, and stay faithful before the door opens. He didn't abandon you in the silence. He shaped you in it. He didn't forget you in the dark. He formed you there, not rejected, but refined, not ignored, but prepared, not buried, but planted. So what do you do now? Do this in faith today. Take one place in your life where you feel forgotten, name it honestly before God, and surrender it back to him in prayer. Say, Lord, I will not call forgotten what you have only hidden for a season. Train me here. Prepare me here. Meet me here. Do not run from the hidden place. Let God work in it. If this message spoke to you today, share it with someone who is in a silent season and thinks God has left them. Write in the comments, God has not forgotten me. Subscribe to keep growing in lighted pathways. May the God who sees you, keeps you, and prepares you strengthen your heart and shift your season at the right time.